So obviously a lot of thoughts. We'll give ours when you talk about the trade, but a lot of questions about loyalty and heart and where Isaiah Thomas fit in. And we know where our Isaiah Thomas fit in. He was with my good friend Ariel Helwani on his show MMA Hour, getting ready for McGregor against Mayweather, talking about his conversation with IT after the deal.
Emotionally, he's hurt.
He's hurt.
Emotionally, he's wounded. Now, from a basketball standpoint, he and Kyrie Irving, this would be great for both of them. They both will do well. But, you know, it really was like a punch in the gut because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Kyrie was expecting the trade. He was prepared for it. You know, and talking to Isaiah the other night, you know, now he's scrambling, trying to find out where his kids are going to go to school, trying to find a place to live. And it was just so unexpected for him. And the thing that really kind of, you know, pulled at my heartstrings is that, you know, he said he gave his heart and soul to the Celtics.
He did.
You know, he gave him everything. And you know, it's a business, and we all understand it's a business. But to have it happen in such a way for him, I think it really hurt him. And I think it's going to be difficult for him to trust again, to give that trust, that loyalty, that love to another organization. And I think the Cavaliers are definitely going to have to do some relationship mending.
All right, I know for a fact Ariel's a Raptors guy, so he'll be looking up probably in the conference at both of the teams that we're talking about. But let's get into loyalty, because here's a guy who after, and you've dealt with this in your career, the death of a family member, comes back, that relationship he had with that city and that team. Does he deserve to feel maybe a little bit betrayed?
No question about it. He's supposed to. When you come into a season, you're bringing your all. You're bringing everything to the table because now your dream has come true of playing in the NBA. And let's face it, he's always had a chip on his shoulder being the 60th pick coming into his draft. So each year he's had to prove himself, and now the loss of his sister, I think he lost a tooth in the series, hurt hip, went through a lot the 2 years that he's been in Boston. So he was saying to himself that he was laying the foundation, saying to himself that I want to be a Celtic for life, for my whole basketball career, not understanding there was a bigger picture that Danny was thinking about.
You know, we were talking about this behind the scenes. Last year, the culture of this team, toughness, right?
Yes.
Grit. We saw it in that comeback against the Cavs in the playoffs. Well, okay, let's look at this and where they're at now, because Bradley gone, Crowder gone, Olynyk gone, Isaiah Thomas gone. Where's the defense, and how tough is it as a player, Dennis, to have all these new pieces gel together in one season?
Well, I think that's one of the biggest challenges for Coach Stevens as he gets ready for a training camp. But we know one thing about Morris, he's a tough guy. Brown's young, trying to develop into a tough guy. Let's call it what it is. Kyrie and Hayward in the backcourt, those guys each night are going to be challenged on the defensive end of the floor because offensively, we know they can go get buckets. But who can they slow down? And to your question, that was one of Brad Stevens' points where he would go 8-9 deep, bring guys in to play that good team defense.
It's going to be pretty crazy to watch both of these teams. By the way, they open the season.
Ooh, they do.
That also is helpful.
Yes.
KD chimes in. Here's what he had to say about Kyrie. And obviously, we know KD had his own decision. He says he did what he was supposed to do in Cleveland. It's on to the next chapter. I can appreciate what he did. Stood up for himself, showed a lot of courage. It's hard to take that type of criticism when you just want to play ball. I feel him on that. Do you feel him on that? Yes,
I feel him exactly. And the reason KD speaking out so rightfully so, because last year everyone was giving KD the business for wanting to go somewhere else and further his basketball career. Now Kyrie, once again, people, in my opinion, did it the right way where he and his agent went behind closed door and had a closed conversation. Now it's still debatable how it leaked out and who told who to get the story to break the way it did. That's another story for another day. But for Kyrie doing it the right way, I applaud it and I stamp it and I agree with KD. He did it the right way.